last cigarette. I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette. I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette. I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette. I'ma treat you like.
Hope we don't end the
In my last
same
cigarette.
way. About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette.
About to start another day. Hope we don't end the same way. About to start another day. Hope we don't end the same way. About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette.
About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette.
About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette. 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 I'ma treat you like.
Hope we don't end the
In my last
same
cigarette.
way. About to start another day.
I'ma treat you like. In my last cigarette.
We are back and black in the building. Man. Happy Easter, everybody. Oh, my bad. It ain't Easter. Happy 4th of July, nigga. Oh, my bad. It ain't 4th of July. Happy Sunday school, nigga. Did he come back? You know I'm gonna hit y'all with it. Did Jesus come back? Please tell me he came. Did he come like a thief in the night? While you been speaking in tongue and doing all this goofy sucking shit, while the dominant society is going, oops, nigga, upside your motherfucking head every day. But you sitting up here talking about let's pray to Cesare Borgia? You ain't getting no power from that. You better pray to Jean-Jacques Dessalines, nigga. You better pray to Dr. John Henry Clark. You better pray to Dr. Ben Yakinen, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima. That's who you better pray to. Shit, nigga, you ain't finna get no power. You better go get you some voodoo books. Yeah. And start turning them pages and read. In the beginning, get the fuck out of here, nigga. Shit. So shout out to everybody out there at Sunday school. I know you're teaching it right now. Shout out to everybody out there that's at the Court Plantation. I gotta send a shout out. You know, look, I'm about to compile everything that I've talked to my family about along with this subject, but it's gonna go inside with this subject today. And I've just been having some great, interesting conversations with my family. Shout out to my cousin Mariah. Shout out to Whoopo, my nephew. Man, I feel like there's something on my lip. Tasha. Like I said, I gotta get them on the show. I know they ain't gonna want to do it. Them niggas don't want to be on this bullshit. Shout out to everybody out there. Shawnee, Erica. Erica, I did get I'm about to compile everything today. We gonna have a nice, good conversation. It's gonna be about a good 15, 20 minutes. And we about to get it in today. Erica has sent me this this video of Barack Obama's brother-in-law. His kids getting treated like second-class citizens. How's your brother-in-law the president of the United States of America and niggas kick your kids out of the school? Shout out to the homegirl Erica, Florida in the building, stand up. Shout out to the homegirl Shawnee, Philly in the building, stand up. Shout out to everybody out there, man. Y'all know who y'all are, man. If I'm forgetting your name, I'm just blanking. Shout out again to my brother David from No Compromise. I really got to get with that brother. He's got a non-profit organization, so I wanna get in with that brother and get some information. We got a lot of shit to discuss today. We gonna get into it, man. I've been reading and doing a little bit of research, but I've just been listening. I feel like I'm a good interviewer. I like to interview and ask questions, so you know what I'm saying? Just speaking to my family, they be having my ass rolling. So we about to get into it right now. So put your Bibles down and get ready to listen to what the fucking nigga like me got to say. And if not, get the fuck on, nigga. No, I'm just fucking with y'all. All right, here, let me cut this shit down. Let me cut this shit down. All right, here we go. Man, there's so much shit going on. I'm glad everybody was able to make it, to the start of a new week. Oh, man. It's a lot going on. I wanted to touch on this subject real quick. And the reason why I wanted to touch on it, childbirth, anti-black treatment. The reason why that is the subject today, because the brother, this brother, his name is, I think, Charles Johnson. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think his brother's Charles Johnson. And his wife passed away during childbirth at Cedars-Sinai. Now, he's suing them. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this today, because if you have read The Negro Project, it's about Margaret Sanger and sterilization and childbirth and all this shit that they was doing to black folk. If you've read Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington, this does not surprise you. What it does is it should alarm you and alert you to, this is what they doing to us. And it just so happens to be that Charles Johnson's mother is Judge Hatchett. I don't know if y'all remember Judge Hatchett. Judge Hatchett was the elderly judge, but she always had her hair fresh and done, and she really, she never closed her robe. Her robe would always be open, and she always would connect with the people on her show. That's her son. So that's basically her daughter-in-law. And she died in childbirth, and he's basically claiming that she didn't get, good health treatment while she was in there because she was black. I believe him. Sorry. You say, how do you believe him? I can speak on this because I know her. Her name was LaQuinta Marshall. She was from Las Vegas, Nevada. She was Church of God in Christ. I worked with her at Silver Mesa Recreation Center in 2002 and 2003. And my sister, she had leukemia. And then later on, I didn't talk to her as much. I knew her mom too. And she had a baby. And then after she had the baby, she died clearly after. And her husband at the time, he sued them, and he got some millions. You know what I'm saying? But LaQuinta is dead. And they're known for doing shit like that. She passed away at Centennial Hills Hospital. When y'all start going to these hospitals and shit, you better have your friends and family around you watching you at all times. Somebody has to be there to know what the fuck is going on, because these hospitals will kill you and keep it moving. They got money put aside for lawsuits. They don't give a fuck. They'll pay you out. They don't care. This is why it's so important for us to be in tune with each other, because this is the type of shit that happens. That's why when a motherfucker start telling this goofy shit, talk about voting, first before you start voting, you got to look at yourself internally like, okay, where do I need to be and what the fuck I need to be doing? We was having this conversation. This has been a long family conversation. My nephew, Whoopo, that's his nickname. We gave him the name Whoopo, so that's what we call him. Everybody don't call him that, but I know I call him that. I remember Whoop that. Didn't nobody see Whoopo for a long time when he was a little kid, and then he was big. And then I remember she like a extended family member. Her name is Ray Shonda. Her brother David was like, "That's Whoopo, huh?" That shit had me dying laughing because he hadn't seen him for so long. That nigga taller than me. But anyway, he was telling me some stuff about on his job that he sees, and he's like, man, Warren, man, this lady paid thousands of dollars to help her son move and get his own spot. Because I was talking about generational wealth, and I was like, and I kept saying, I said, man, in the dominant society, there's just certain rules and there's unwritten rules. And I told him an unwritten rule is the dominant society is not going to watch their kids suffer unless their kids are just totally dope fiends and fucked up. But for the most part, they're not. If their kids are working jobs and doing what they need to do, the dominant society is going to make sure that they help their kids. They're going to make sure their kids got property. They're going to make sure they got a nice whip. They're going to make sure they do that because they hustle for their last name, not their first. But in the black community, a lot of the times, we want to, see, I like the Dame Dash approach. Dame Dash, like, why it only got to be one billionaire? Why everybody can't be a billionaire? So if somebody fall off, he could just get help from all his friends and then he back on again. Why is it only one person that's a billionaire? Why everybody can't be a billionaire? That's some real shit. and I stand by that. You know what I'm saying? I've told my family members that. I was telling my nephew that. I was like, nigga, everybody needs to have a property. Everybody needs to have a new car. Ain't nothing wrong with getting no new car. I told him, I said, nigga, you know what I'm saying? Because when you're socialized, look, I'm not telling you that buying a used car, anything like that, is nothing wrong with that. I bought plenty of used cars, but you've been conditioned that that's the way you're supposed to do business. Get something used. Get something used. There's nothing wrong with getting anything used. But what I'm telling you is when you live in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is a corporation too, when you which resides within the United States of America Incorporation, this weather is very harsh on transportation. So if you out there just getting used cars and you know, with high mileage on it, you're gonna have to put a lot more maintenance into it. If you think about all the money you put into maintenance because you don't want a certain car payment or you don't want this versus you get something brand new, you know, you know, there's pros and cons to everything. But when you're socialized, you know, to go get something used all the time, there's nothing wrong with that, but you have to look at the pros and cons in that too. Now, if you in California, Los Angeles, California, you ain't got to get no brand new car because they got bomb weather 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Especially if you live Venice, Culver City, Santa Monica, LA, especially West LA where I'm from. Nigga, you ain't got to go get no new car because, nigga, you 10 minutes away from the beach. So the weather ain't that harsh. But, nigga, when you in Las Vegas, Nevada, nigga, it's 120 degrees every day. Nigga, from the end of May all the way to damn near the end of October, nigga, it's 110 degrees every motherfucking day. So with that being said, you have to be thoughtful in your decision making and you have to use discernment. And sometimes when you're socialized and you're conditioned mentally a certain way, you're gonna take that and try to apply it to everything that you do, but it just doesn't work. What works in California don't work in Las Vegas, Nevada. And when we were having those conversations, he just kept saying, man, I see that shit all the time. How you be talking about generational wealth, how the dominant society be helping their kids. It's true. You know what I mean? The majority of the time, the dominant society, their parents ain't trying to be out there flossing and doing the shit. They just helping their kids because they don't care because they've been socialized and in the condition that they've been socialized and socially engineered that, no, you better help your kids. You're not a good parent if you're not helping your kids. And I'm not talking about Hansel and Gretel crumbs and shit. Helping your kids like, look, this is how you buy a property. This is how you maintain it. This is how you leverage your credit. These are the type of steps that you need to take so you can get your motherfucking property. And this is what you want to do, you know, leverage your credit, maybe to buy another property. And when you do those type of things, that becomes and creates a family heirloom of knowledge. But when you ain't got that shit, it's fucked up. And I told him, I said, man, you know how many motherfucking dominant society people I've been around where their parents is like, well, I ain't got it all, but nigga, I'm finna leverage my credit to get my son a crib or get my daughter a crib. So my daughter ain't out there paying $1,800, $1,900 a month for a motherfucking house that she don't own. You know what I mean? But it starts with our community. And a lot of it is no intrinsic value in yourself first before you teach other people. Because I'm telling you, man, when you learn this esoteric shit, real estate and all this other shit, and ain't nobody really teach you in your family, that creates a disdain towards what you call family, because you like, well, nigga, you are supposed to be teaching me this shit. And you know what I mean? And that's why, you know, when I had these conversations, I just asked my nephew, I said, it fucks you up, huh? He was like, yeah. He was like, that nigga was like my age. His mama was like, oh, okay, well, I'm about to move him out. Oh, how much it cost to move out? It cost 2 G's. Here's the 2 G's. We about to move him up out of here. I'm about to get him his own spot. Here's the money for that. I just want my house back. And I want him to have his own shit. And he was like, it wasn't like they was wealthy, but nigga, that's just the shit that parents would do for their children. You know, it was so funny. I said, damn, here I am, nigga, with my goofy ass doing the day-by-day shit, going to the court plantation, doing the shit. I often use this saying. I said, if I was white and Jewish, I would be celebrated. I would be a head. They'd make me head of a hedge fund or some shit. I'd be a vice president of a corporation, and nigga that didn't worked at the court plantation as long as I have, and owned a little bit of a property, nigga. But like, oh, let's celebrate this nigga. But it just, in a dominant society, it's just treated differently. And I just feel like we got to get on our shit, our P's and Q's. And the reason why is because look at that brother Charles Johnson's wife go to Cedars-Sinai. I think that's a Jewish hospital as well. And your wife died from childbirth and they got all these complications. Stop. That's just like medical apartheid. It's just like motherfucking the Negro Project. Y'all need to read that book, man. And the reason why you say read that book, because she was using prominent black people to co-sign her fuckery. Like Erica found a name, Bethune-Cookman, Mary McLeod Bethune, if I'm not mistaken. Erica got to correct me on that. She's in that book. She was co-signing that sucker shit too. See, a lot of us, we co-sign the sucker shit because we don't want to go back to the struggle. And I understand that because we've been socially conditioned that if you don't go along with their plan, you're just gonna struggle for the rest of your life. And sometimes in the black community, when you're not getting the necessary help you need from your parents, everybody, you just gotta go do it yourself. You just gotta go do it yourself and do it on your own and fuck it. You fuck with me? Cool. If you don't fuck with it, whatever, man. Independence is great. You know what I mean? And a lot of times when people got their hands on it, they want to take credit for it anyway. Sometimes you just gotta do shit yourself. And you know, I'm paralleling all this shit because it all makes sense. Like Charles Johnson, yeah, he wouldn't be suing the hospital, but nigga, he got a mom that's a judge. So that judge is like, Judge Hatch is like, nah, fuck that. It's foul play. These kids gotta grow without a mama. Nah, fuck that. That's why he's speaking out and saying something. Nah, nigga, let me get my team of lawyers and nigga, y'all gonna have to ante up and up some bread. My kids ain't gonna have a mama for the rest of their life. The fuck? Because they have, in the dominant society, restored order within them. So now they've created the pecking order. Like, well, y'all niggas is last. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't worried about y'all niggas. Y'all ain't gonna say shit. All y'all gonna do is march, want, and repeat. And then after a while, y'all gonna get the fuck home. We gonna throw you this little bit of money, because whatever money we throw y'all, it's gonna be wonderful to y'all, because y'all ain't never had no money thrown at y'all like that anyway. That's how you, look, you know how you can stop a protest, white people? Drive a Brinks truck right in the middle of the protest and just blow out hundreds of dollars. Just blow it out. Niggas will stop protesting and take that money because we're not focused on really the protest. We're focused on financial liberation. And they know that. Y'all gonna spend billions of dollars on Ukraine, but you don't want to give niggas reparations? Man, stop. And that's the problem. You know what I mean? I'm gonna dive deeper, Dave from No Compromise. I feel like a lot of the black parents in the United States of America, Incorporated, the ones that have done well for themselves, stop being Scrooge McDuck. That's what I told my dad. Like, it's a lot of Scrooge McDucks, and I get it. Like, you don't worked hard for it, and you don't want to do it, but then you can't cloak it as, oh, well, I want to see you. You know, I want to see do good, because what went on in the 70s, and the 80s, and the 60s, and being able to buy property in the 60s, and 70s, and 80s is a lot different from now. The average home in Las Vegas, Nevada is $385,000. So nigga gonna need a lot more than what you think you're gonna be able to help a person with. But a lot of the times, since we don't have intrinsic value in ourselves, niggas ain't gonna wanna help. That's why you just gotta do it on your own. I feel like, and I'm definitely speaking to my brother David. David, brother, Erica, Shawnee, Tasha, Mariah, I really feel like you gotta just be like, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna do it on my own. And whatever help you wanna give me, cool. But I'm just gonna do it on my own, because goddamn, I gotta have intrinsic value in myself before I can even worry about something else. You know what I'm saying? And it almost makes you become transactional. See, I was watching this show Billions, and this Buddhist told one of the ladies, she's like a psychologist, you know, for a hedge fund. And he told her, you come back when you can go an hour without being transactional, or 2 hours. But we have been socialized to be transactional. Quid pro quo, something for something. And sometimes you gotta bag back off of it and just fuck it, just hone in and just be like, I'm gonna just do this shit myself. Cause shit, ain't nobody else finna help me with this shit. And this message is to all my black folk who have done well for themselves and got kids and that they've raised, whatever. We need to understand this. Sometimes when you sit back and watch, from my perspective, are you watching to see what you can help with? Or are you watching because you want to make sure you ain't got to give up none of your wealth? You know, you have to ask those questions of yourself. You know what I mean? Because when you start listening to Dame Dash like, you hustle for your last name, not for your first. So, you know, you're hustling so your kids, because what did Dame Dash say? What if your kids not are as strong as you? What if they can't endure what you've endured? And if you working, and then you just want to enjoy it, but you don't want to pass on the knowledge, and you don't want to pass on the financial knowledge, then what do you expect these kids to do? That's why 9 times out of 10, when a nigga, we talk about this shit too, when a nigga come into money, niggas is not thinking about stocks, bonds, 401k and all that. Niggas is thinking about jewels, cars, clothes, and ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with getting you some jewelry and getting you a fresh whip. And man, I want my black folk to do good. I want them to have nice things, but I also want them to go get you a life insurance policy. Go buy you another property. Go get you some stock. You come to a couple hundred racks, go buy you $10,000. You can divide that up. You can buy Amazon stock. You can buy some Tesla stock. And that's it. And you just sit on that shit. And then in years to come, when it's worth 30, 40, 50 racks, you good. You like, okay, let me sell one. I'll sell one share. Let me sell 2 shares. This is just stuff that we have to work on because we have to have value in ourselves before anybody else will even think about entertaining having value in you. See, I learned that a long time ago. When I was on the quest to buy property and all this other stuff, I knew like shit, nigga ain't finna help me with this shit because I'm not finna be waiting on, because a lot of times when motherfuckers want to help you, they want to help you at their speed, which is fine. But your speed is not my speed. And I don't have time to be waiting around on you. So I just got to go do it on my own. And I suggest everybody start having value in yourself. Have that intrinsic value. See, Judge Hatchett has that intrinsic value. That's why she's like, nah, fuck that. Sue these motherfuckers. That's a wrongful death. You're not just going to kill a black person and just act like we going to go away. No, nigga, get these lawyers, lawyer up, and let's get paid. And you notice he didn't go get Ben Crump and them other motherfuckers. That nigga and Lee Merritt, that nigga went and got some real motherfucking attorneys. Fuck that civil rights bullshit. Run me my money. And that's how you have to be. Because, see, Judge Hatchett probably has already uploaded intrinsic value into her son's hard drive. So he already know, like, nah, y'all ain't treat my wife right. Fuck that. Ain't no marching, ain't no whining, ain't no repeating, ain't none of that shit. I'm telling you, a lot of it rests on what you've been socialized, what you've been socially engineered, what you've been taught as a kid. I was telling my nephew, I said, man, we've been taught just buy used, just get used, get the cheapest shit, get used. Like, damn. Then you spend more money getting the cheapest shit when you could just go get you a motherfucking something that's new where you ain't got no problems, you get a warranty and you Gucci. You know what I mean? That backyard boogie mentality has to stop amongst us. Because if you take that mentality and then you teach it to the next generation, then the next generation is going to think, okay, we just get used everything, get this used and that used, and we kind of do this and do that. I'm telling whoop, I was like, man, I've been watching this since I was a kid. Use this, use that, use this. You know what I mean? It's like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes you're spending more money on something used than taking the time, rebudgeting your finances so you can put yourself in a position where you ain't got to do all that. Because a lot of the times, I'm telling you, these black parents are the Egyptians. They want to take it with them when they die. So you have to understand that. You know what I mean? You just have to understand that, and you got to let it go. You got to move aside to move ahead. And then when they see you moving and doing your thing and moving and grooving and handling business, hey, it's not personal, it's business. You know what I'm saying? Because rent $2,000 a month out here, shit, you ain't got time to be sitting up here waiting on somebody to help you with a crib. You know what I'm saying? That's why look at the black parents versus the dominant society. Most black parents ain't help you with shit. And if they are, they gonna help you a little bit and then they gonna tell you get the fuck on. The dominant society, for the most part, shit. They'll mortgage everything they had to make sure their kids are straight. You're like, God damn. I just saw him tell his mom, you go fuck yourself. And then the next day, his mom helping him shop for a crib. You're like, God damn. What the fuck is going on? But, hey, man, that's neither here nor there. I'm going to leave you with this. I feel like they need to institute laws that are like this. Okay, you have your kid, fine. If you're not creating generational wealth for your kid, you're going to jail. I bet you niggas start doing the shit then. Just like how you got to have car insurance out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You don't have it, your shit lapse, and they suspend your license. They should start doing that for other shit. Them motherfuckers, then you ain't got to worry about it. But that's a whole nother subject, whole nother thing. You go look it up. Charles Johnson and his wife, Judge Hatchett's son. Just think about what I said in this entirety. And we're going to have this discussion Wednesday with my brother, David from No Compromise. But, hey, man, that's my time. I went over by 5 minutes. You already know what it is. You know what it ain't. Do not sell yourself short. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. Think big. Think long game. Think big. I'm starting to think big, and I'm not compartmentalizing my thinking, and I'm not like getting scared like, oh, what if? No, I'm like, nah, man, I'm trying to think big, man, because if you don't think big, you scary. And you got to start thinking big because ain't nobody going to help you anyway. So you got to think big. I've already learned that. Trust me. Niggas is not helping you. So you just got to help yourself. Hey, man, shout out to everybody out there. You already know what it is. You know what it ain't. You got to go to the Court Plantation. It's fucked up. I got to go there, too. I fucking hate shit just like y'all niggas do. Shit, don't get it twisted. Y'all already know who I am. Hey, man, love, live life. Stay in your lane, not nobody else's. Compete with yourself, not nobody else. Hey, man, I'm out. Guilty, nigga. Peace.
Hope it don't end the same way. About to start another day. I'm a freedom, baby. About to start another day. Hope it don't end the same way. About to start another day. Hope it don't end the